What is up, everybody? Back with a new video here, and today I'm going to talk about some thrash metal. Going to rank the big four debut albums. Going to do the three main big fours here. So 12 bands. We got the German big four, which is Destruction, Sodom, Tankard, and Creator. The USA, obviously, Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax, Slayer, and Canada with Annihilator, Sacrifice, Razor, and Voivod. Each band has good stuff. We're just talking about their debuts here, and it's just my opinion, my least favorite to my favorite. So just going to get right into it here. Going to start off with my number 12, which is Destruction, Infernal Overkill. Now this one, I have seen it, talked highly of. Just for me, I've never really been a huge fan of this album. To me, the production's not very good. The drumming isn't very good. The guy sounds kind of offbeat. Just sounds weak to me a little bit. Just very thin sounding, and I don't know. It just doesn't really work for me. I mean, if you like it, that's cool. But it is my number 12 favorite song, and it probably Bastille Invasion, which that's a pretty good song. That's the best one easily to me. So that's my number 12. Number 11, I'm going to go with War and Pain by Voivod. Another one that, I've never been the biggest Voivod fan. I do like their earlier stuff better before they got super progressive. So this one I like some of it pretty good. Their guitar player, Piggy, back in the day before he passed away, unfortunately, was a really good guitar player. I got to give him that. And this album, a lot more raw and aggressive and primal sounding than what they eventually would become. So I do like that about the album. Favorite songs, probably Iron Gang, Blower for sure, and Black City. Number 10, I'm going to go with Endless Pain by Creator. Again, another one that's probably high up on some people's list, but for me, got to be number 10. I do really love some of the songs, specifically the title track is really good, Tormentor and Flag of Hate, just super aggressive. Love the riffs on some of this stuff. The production is good. Just again, it's some of it just kind of isn't really too great for me. Just songs that don't really flow too well at times, but a lot of it is pretty good though, so it is my number 10. Number 9, I got Obsessed by Cruelty, Sodom. This one, a pretty good bit of kind of black thrash in there. It's got the early first wave black metal elements to it. It's very raw, very evil sounding, which I do dig. Sodom always, puts out some pretty cool stuff. Death Like Silence, Fall of Majesty Town. A couple of my favorite songs. Pretenders to the Throne, probably my favorite on the album. But Sodom, I think, did just keep getting better. I like some of their late 90s, early 2000s stuff the best, personally, but early stuff is good as well. Number 8, got Executioner's Song by Razor. I am a big fan of Dave Carlo's guitar playing. Love Sheepdog McLaren's voice. That kind of screech he does is really cool. Love the tone from Dave, really good guitar player. Fast and Loud, really good catchy song. Escape the Fire, hot metal is really cool. But yeah, my number 8 there. Now my number 7, this is one that when I re-listened to it for the first time in a while to get ready for this list, I really liked it a lot better than I remember. And that is Fistful of Metal by Anthrax from '84. Only album with Neil Turbin on vocals, Dan Loker on bass. Dan obviously went on to be in Nuclear Assault, another great band. I don't really know too much about what Neil did after this, but he's got a good voice. I do like Joey Belladonna a little bit better, but Neil, kind of that gruff, just classic voice. And I really think this reminds me, I don't know if it makes sense to everybody, but for me, it kind of feels like if the band Riot was doing thrash metal. I kind of hear some, just classic 70s hard rock elements on here and there, which is really cool. Love the solos from Dan Spitz. The guy's a great guitar player. Overall, a couple of my favorite songs, Metal Thrashing Mad, Subjugator, Death from Above, but cool album. I actually really love that album cover as well, so that is my number 7. Next, at number 6, I have Torment and Fire by Sacrifice. Killer album, very aggressive, evil, primal sounding, which I love. The guitar tone is fantastic from Joe Rico and Rob Urbanati. Just love these guys. Great duo, and Rob has a really cool voice. He's their singer as well. But a couple of my favorite tracks, Turn in Your Grave, Infernal Visions, Necronomicon, just killer songs. There's some kind of melodic spots on here that are really cool, but also just straight aggression. And people call them the Canadian Slayer, which I can see and hear that. They do sound kind of that similar style to Slayer, just super aggressive and killer stuff. So that is my number 6. Number 5, one that this band, for the longest time, I'll admit, I overlooked them, but they're really cool. I've been going through all their stuff recently a lot, and that is Tankard with Zombie Attack. I love these guys. even though, you know, the lyrical themes can be kind of jokey and funny and whatever, but who cares? I've never been a huge lyric guy, so I don't give a shit really what they're singing about. They want to sing 80% of their songs about beer. That's cool, but their freaking riffs are killer. The production's great. The drumming is great. Like the vocals, there's that gruff, raspy voice from the guy. Just super cool. This is a great album. The drumming tone, the snare is just perfect. It sounds exactly how I want to hear. And looking at these songs, Maniac Forces is amazing. Chains, Screaming Victims is a great one. Just super fast, awesome thrash. That this band, you know, my bad for overlooking them for a while, but I love them now. So they are my number 5 here with Zombie Attack. Number 4, Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good by Megadeth, my favorite band of all time. You know, this is a great debut from Dave Mustaine, and you might be surprised that I have a couple of other albums above this, especially from a said band that Dave used to be in that I'll talk about in a second. But, you know, it's very close. Depends on the day, really, for me. It can switch. But for now, I'm feeling Killing Is My Business at number 4. Love all the musicians in the band at the time. Gar Samuelson, obviously, on drums, and Chris Poland also playing guitar with Dave. And then you got David Ellefson on bass. But really good songwriting. It's aggressive. It's a bit faster than what Metallica had put out for their first album. So that was Dave's, you know, vision, what he wanted to do. He wanted to be faster and angrier and meaner than Metallica, which I think he did. Overall, obviously, I like Megadeth a lot better, but I got the debut here at number 4. And a couple of my favorite tracks, probably Looking Down the Cross, Skull Beneath the Skin, and I'll probably go with Mechanics, but really love all the tracks. Number 3, I do have Kill 'Em All. It's a great album. Of course, Dave Mustaine wrote, you know, half the album or whatever, but I like James Hetfield's voice a lot on the first couple of albums. He sounds super angry, and he's got a good raspy voice as well. Sounds really good. Metal Militia, easily my favorite song on it, but, you know, Whiplash and No Remorse, probably my other favorites, but Seek and Destroy. There's a lot of classics on this album. It's great, obviously. Everybody loves it. People talk shit about Metallica. I've done it before too, just making fun of their more modern material. But, you know, you can't make fun of those 80s albums. You got to respect them. They're great. Great albums. First 4. My number 2, I'm going to go. This was really tough between 2 and 1 for me. But my number 2, as of now, I've said different things in the past, but obviously everybody's, you know, opinion changes and their taste and rankings change over the years. I'm going to go with Annihilator. At number 2, Alice in Hell. Love Jeff Waters. I'm a huge Jeff Waters fan. I love everything about his guitar playing, the tone, the riffs. He just goes warp speed, but he sounds, you know, he's chaotic but controlled is what I say. He can just shred as good as anybody. Amazing guitar solos. You know, Randy Rampage on vocals, I do think has a pretty good voice. Not the best ever, but he fits here well. It's progressive. It's technical. It's fast. It's just an awesome album. So that is my number 2. And number 1, I got to go with Slayer. Just going back through all these albums, this was the one that, you know, I was enjoying the most. It's just an absolute classic. You know, obviously their sound would change a little bit as they went on, but you still got those evil classic elements, the fast, the shrieking solos from Kerry King and Jeff Hanneman. Love the vocals, obviously, from Tom Araya. Dave Lombardo's a machine on the drums, so love the musicianship all around. Love the songs on this album. The Antichrist, Black Magic, a couple of my favorites, but top to bottom, I really love Metal Storm Faces Slayer. Just epic intro that's just amazing, and a really good song overall. So that is my number 1 here, my favorite Big 4 debut album, Show No Mercy, Slayer, and there you have it. That's my list of these debuts. Some pretty good stuff on all of them for the most part, so you can let me know in your, or in my comments, let me know what your list is of these bands, of these debut albums. I always like to see it, and until next time, y'all, thanks for watching.